Now is the time for everyone to stop non-essential contact with others.
The people of the United Kingdom are now being advised to make drastic changes to their day-to-day existence.
These are the streets of London at the moment.
The current wave could peak in about 10 to 14 weeks.
So guys, in this episode we're going to be discussing how coronavirus has affected the markets, what we've been doing in the markets, both in the FX and stock market. So stay tuned if you want to be prepared for the financial meltdown.
Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time.
So guys, obviously what's going on around the world in this moment in time is absolutely crazy. It's never been seen before. We have seen financial crashes in the market that are usually led by the banks and an issue going on in the banking world. We're not seeing that. We're seeing this now as a health epidemic, and it's really out of hand, and the markets are reacting to this quite badly. So what we've been doing is basically profiting from the market fall as much as we possibly can. Myself, I've been profiting from short-term movements to the downside on my FX pairs. So just overall running down what I'm looking at. Here you can see on my screen we have the coronavirus dashboard, which I've been looking at for months and months and months. I even predicted that Italy will be one of the most infected areas due to their age range in the population. China is slowly getting caught up now by Italy. You can see actually on the bottom right on my chart here that the Chinese cases yesterday reported the first and lowest time of where since January, since their new cases was only at 30. So the rest of the world obviously now is overtaken. You can see this big growth curve here, exponential growth coming out around the world now. We did have a slight slowdown in this huge jump up, and that's due to now countries and economies putting places on lockdown, like the US banning flights now for anyone in Europe and the UK, Ireland, going to the US. You've obviously seen now Spain going into complete lockdown as well, and obviously Boris Johnson gave us the update yesterday to advise against going out.
Now is the time for everyone to stop non-essential contact with others. Avoid pubs, clubs, theatres and other such social venues.
Done is we have seen the Bank of England lower interest rates. We have seen that. We have seen pound against the US dollar fall lower. So I'm going to head over to my charts now, and you can see the opportunities that have been arising here. So looking at my chart, we can see that I've been just utilizing cluster 2.0 with these insane entries. If we're even scrolling back here, you can see 13th of March. We can see massive amounts of opportunities here in these lovely sell-offs that are happening and been predicted. So cluster 2.0 is now officially live on our website due to the mad demand that you guys have been giving me on Instagram of everyone wanting the latest copy. So cluster 2.0, what does it do? It now provides mobile notifications for when you're trading on the go, and it also has divergence readers both on the indicator and also on charts, showing you continuation of that divergence to let you know whether or not you should be maintaining your position or getting out of your position. You can also see reversal divergence, or known as hidden divergence, where there could be potential turning points. I have that function turned off on my charts at this moment because we are in a big sell-off, and I look to maximize those moves as much as possible. But we can see here the entries are very predictable. Here we can see an entry here, another entry here with some divergence saying that we expect the market to sell off. You can see some of my trades and my selling positions coming in here that we have seen in the marketplace as well. So, yeah, overall we've seen cluster here produce some absolutely insane sell-off trades and entries, with cluster 2.0 making this even easier for traders to be able to predict their entries and manage their trades now, and also stay up to date by getting mobile notifications. So that is on pound dollar. We've also seen a massive amount of selling happening in the gold market. So we have seen gold both be very choppy, moving to the upside as well as the downside, and we've seen some great opportunities here on long positions on gold, and also sell positions with continued divergence readings coming from the cluster algorithm. So we can see these positions here, absolutely lovely opportunities, and then we saw the divergence start to say that, you know, we are now looking to stop buying and selling to come in with this divergence here. So as that happened, we then moved to take sell positions, and as you can see, we've seen some lovely positions arising in the gold market here. And that's kind of almost like a textbook layout. I mean, the last buy was here, followed by then seller's divergence. So we simply stopped buying, moved to sells on the gold. We moved to gold sells there. And you can see here that we've had multiple opportunities to short sell on the 15 minutes, slightly longer time frames, but absolute pinpoint entries. So the gold market has been selling off here as traders have been taking profits. And you can see, look at these entries, just absolutely fantastic, real just nice and easy pullbacks in the market, followed by huge sell-offs. So right now, the opportunities in the FX market to be taking advantage of this volatility is using Cluster 2.0, trading gold on the 15 minutes, which is what we've been doing, and also trading pound on the 5 minutes and taking advantage of these volatile, predictable pullbacks. What I'm going to do now is hand over to Elliot so that he can walk you through how he's been taking advantage of the markets in these volatile times.
Quite a good roundup from Sam. It is very volatile times in the markets. Not something I've really experienced on this level ever before. You know, we're seeing huge swings on indices, stocks. You know, these are good, solid companies, and they're just getting absolutely caned. It's very interesting times, but there's a lot of opportunity out there. What I've been sort of focusing on over the last few months is beast mode. So if you came to our event, you would have seen my talk on beast mode, how it's been doing, and pretty much from then on, it's just carried on that performance. So I've got my fixbook up here on my screen. This is the main company account. So we're now up 45% since the 8th of Jan, which, you know, just over 2 months is pretty insane return. Drawdown's 8.27%. This month alone, you know, it's the 17th of March and it's up 20.58%. Pretty mental. You know, so obviously all this volatility at the moment, it's not going to last forever, but whilst it is here, beast mode is really capitalising on it. We're seeing massive swings. Obviously this brings risk, but at the same time, with risk there's reward, and I know it's just crazy to see how well it is doing. Just going to bring up my chart now. It's actually in a trade, so it's 1:23 here, UK time. Let me just grab. It's got in a sell here, you can see on the screen. It's already up 153 points. So that's, you know, just over 0.5% in about 10 minutes. And it's pretty much just been doing this all day, every day. Overnight, it's been doing really well. You can't see all the trades on my screen here because it's actually on a VPS, which unfortunately I can't show you. But this is the 7th trade it's done today. And if you look on the trade panel, up today alone, it's up £700 on what started on a 50k account. It's now up to 72,000. So yeah, nearly up 45%. It's up £740 on the week, nearly £12,000 on the month. So pretty insane profits. And yeah, just basically been prioritising my focus on that, making sure it's running how we expect it to run, just keeping an eye on it. And it's, yeah, I mean, it's going amazing so far. So hopefully it keeps it up. Obviously it's on our website, available to buy. So if you're interested, hop over to our website, check it out. All the stats are available on my fixbook. There's a link on the website. So yeah, just go have a look.
A lot of people have been messaging me. I've been getting a lot of DMs asking what stocks to buy, when to buy them. And it's honestly, there's so many messages to get through that I've put everything into a stock report. The link is in the description below. If you want to get access to the stocks that I'm buying, I'm watching, and the reasons why, then click the link below and definitely get yourself in with the stock report to stay up to date with what's moving in the markets and where the opportunities are at. I've obviously started buying. I've bought 3 stocks already. What's your opinion in general with the stock market? When do you think we'll see a recovery start to happen?
Yeah, I think we've got further to go down. I think we're going to see bounces, and then more news is going to come out, and I think we're going to see further sell-offs. I can't see it lasting beyond this year. I think maybe after summer, when it starts peaking. I think for now the market's probably sort of priced in worst case. Even today we're seeing, well, this morning the 5% pre-market trigger on Dow, even though it sold off, you know, the largest ever sell-off since 1987 or whatever yesterday. So, you know, it's the market sort of wants to rally, but I think it just needs to start seeing things improving before it does.
Yeah.
Although within that we are going to see sort of intraday bounces. However, I still think there's further to go before we come back up.
What do you think of like the travel and leisure sector? Because that's like, you know, we've got cruise line ships going mental. We've got airlines that are now asking the government for bailouts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting quite worrying for some of these companies.
Yeah, I think they're obviously going to be one of the worst hit industries. I believe BA and Virgin have both laid off staff for 8 weeks, which, you know, doesn't seem that long, but it's 8 weeks now. How long will that go on for? We've seen, you know, similar things in the past, but I don't think the, you know, companies have been as built up as they are now and how reliant they are on cash flow now as they were previously. So it's going to be interesting. BA, you know, they're going to struggle. The government are going to have to help, and they're going to have to help the banks. So they're going to have to make it in the bank's interest to lend to these businesses in order to keep them afloat. However, I also think it's going to get rid of some of the companies that are called like zombie companies. So they've just been surviving, you know, low interest rates. So they've been just borrowing, but managing just to survive. I think we're going to see, you know, a lot of those companies go under. Private equity firms, I think they're already, you know, reducing their business.
I think British Airways actually is at risk because aren't they owned by IG? They've got like a 9 billion.
Yeah, so obviously they're a FTSE 100 listed company. I'm not saying they're at risk in terms of complete collapse, but, you know, definitely, you know, these companies, they need flights. That's their business.
Yeah.
So if there's no one flying.
Yeah, I saw something about if they don't fly, they actually lose like their runway slots or something like that. It's something weird, like they lose their runway slots, and so it leaves the opportunities for the other airlines that are willing to take them, so that when it actually is over and done with, that they have more flights or something like that. It seems like it's a bit of a competitive move in the space. Yeah, it's really
no one's flying, right? Well, yeah, very little flights going on. I think the UK as well have just come out and said non-essential travel for 30 days.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to end up looking like the likes of Spain and Italy, where we're told to you know,
complete lockdown?
Yeah, and you know, because they discussed it last night, didn't they, about criminal charges against the UK? Is that something that they're looking to implement? And Boris Johnson was like, I think the UK is smart enough to not need that in place. But yes, we do have that capacity to make even a handshake illegal in the UK. That's what he said on the chat yesterday.
Scary times, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I hope it doesn't come to that. I think, you know, as long as people are sensible, you know, it shouldn't need to get to that level. You just don't know. It's you know, so difficult to call.
It is a waiting game. It's almost like we now need to just wait and see how long it's going to take for the UK population to actually get coronavirus, which I think, you know, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it in the next 3 months. If you're not getting it after that, I think it's going to start dying down, and I think you're right. I think we could start seeing the recovery coming in probably around August time, September time, and then seeing the movement pick up. But there's a part of me that thinks that the UK and the British people are very arrogant. And, you know, if we start saying self-isolate now, we're 17th of March, come July, I can honestly think people have been like, screw this, I'm going travelling, I'm going on holiday, I'm doing something, and I don't know whether or not that's going to be the start of it being even worse, or, you know, that's the end of it and everyone's moving on with their lives now.
Yeah, but then at the same time, if, you know, a few of my friends have got it or know people that have it, and I think that hits home, and if people you know start passing away, then I think that may, make people think again.
Yeah.
However, if we don't see that, then I think you're right. People might start getting itchy feet, just sort of rebel against it.
Yeah, I mean, my PA has got coronavirus at the moment. She's coping well with it, very well. She's still in talks with me daily. She hasn't been in touch with anyone in the office, luckily. But yeah, she's coping well with it every single day, and she seems to be getting better. And it seems to be that bad with her. I think we're just going to have to weigh it up, see where the opportunities are in the market, hope that the UK economy gets over this by August, and try not to be so fear-stricken out there, people, that you don't need to go bulk buy foods. There is no delay in supply line for foods or anything like that. So there's no need to be queuing up, waiting hours in line for food. The rush will be over, and all of the food supplies will be back in a week or two when everyone's gone and done their bulk buying, and we'll be back to normal life. But guys, just be safe out there, and don't forget to thumbs up, comment and subscribe. Get in the comments if you want to see me, Elliot and some of the traders discussing coronavirus, the outlook on the markets on our podcast Raw Influence. And get ready, because we're about to launch the Real Forex Trader Series 2.